The Steelers play the Texans on Friday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern time in the first preseason game of the 2024 preseason here. And today I'm going to be breaking it all down for you guys. I got 5 things that I'm going to be watching out for on Friday that I think you should be watching out for as well. So we'll get into the content here in just a second. But before we do, we're going to be going live Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, so 30 minutes before kickoff. For our watch party, our first live watch party of the year. We're going to be going live for every single Steelers game, preseason, regular season, and hopefully postseason for the black and gold this year. We have thousands of people that watch those streams every single week. Those are our biggest live shows of the entire year. So if you want a place to come hang out on game days with your fellow Steelers fans, this is going to be the place for you. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button right now. Now, we get to the guys that are not playing I believe this is a List 8 logo, Mr. Coop, if I'm not mistaken. Russell Wilson is out. Isaac Seumalo is out. Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Patrick Queen. Now, the question here, guys, is what kind of stands out to you about this list? Everybody except Russell Wilson's job is extremely safe. So what does that tell you about Russell Wilson? That might tell you that if he doesn't play throughout the preseason, they view him as one of these guys, an established veteran player that is probably going to start week 1 for the Steelers. Okay, that's the way that the Steelers might be thinking about it right now. It's also possible that they're just being careful with that calf and they want to see Justin Fields play with the first team offense. I still think there is a way that Fields ends up the starting quarterback for this football team week 1, but the fact that they're holding out Wilson is certainly an indication that they might feel he is the guy for week 1 for this football team. But speaking of Justin Fields, that is the first thing that you guys need to be watching out for. How does Justin Fields look going up against that other NFL team in a game-like scenario against a first-team defense in this league? Now, he obviously has a lot of experience playing in the National Football League as the starting quarterback of the Chicago Bears, so he should look pretty good, all right? And if he doesn't look good, that's not going to be good for his chances to be the starting quarterback, at least to start the season. Okay, you look at the situation right now between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. I think that Russ is still in pole position. I think that the latest depth chart that was put out indicates that. And in order for Justin to really take this job from Russell Wilson, he's going to have the ball out in this preseason game and then the other 2 preseason games as well. And my prediction is that he's going to do just that. I think he's going to get 2 to 3 drives. I think he's going to hit George Pickens and all these other guys for big gains, and I think he might even have a big run as well. And we're going to be coming away from Friday night thinking, man, Justin Fields played really well, and Russell Wilson has the pressure on him moving forward. Make no mistake, guys, Justin Fields could absolutely win the week 1 starting job, but I think 2 things need to happen. Not only is it enough for Justin Fields to be impressive in camp and in these preseason games, but I also think Russell Wilson needs to struggle. So in that way, I mean, this job is going to be determined by the way Russell Wilson plays the game during camp and during these preseason games, if, of course, he plays. But Justin Fields, what he can control right now is how he plays, and I think he's going to play pretty darn well. Now, predict it for me. Down there in the comments section was the % chance that Justin Fields is QB1 to start this season. Put it on a scale of 0 to 100 for me down there in the comments section for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time by putting Fields' chances of winning the job out of camp from a scale of 0 to 100. Another thing I'm going to be looking out for here in this preseason game is who stands out at wide receiver. And this is an important question because the Steelers might be, or by the time this comes out, they might have already acquired Brandon Ayuk, which means that these other guys on the roster, Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin III, if they're still here, Scotty Miller, Quez Watkins, Dez Fitzpatrick, they're going to be fighting for a finite amount of spots on the final roster, all right? So these guys are going to have to really show out in preseason if they want to go up and make this team, especially if the team ends up grabbing Brandon Ayuk in a trade, which seems likely at the time I am filming this right now. So it's definitely going to be an interesting dynamic, and I want to see which of these guys looks good in these preseason games this year. Now, coming up here on Steelers Talk, I got 3 more things for you guys to watch on Friday night's game against the Houston Texans. But before we get into that, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Game Time, which is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets to whatever event you choose. So whether you go and get tickets at the beautiful PNC Park to watch Paul Skeens, or you get tickets at Acrisure Stadium to watch Russell Wilson and Justin Fields ball out for the black and gold, or you want to go see a concert and enjoy yourself in that way. Doesn't matter. With Game Time, you get the lowest price guarantee on any ticket to any event, all-in pricing so you don't get slapped with crazy fees at checkout, and flash deals so you can get even cheaper tickets the closer you wait to the event. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS. That's one word, all caps, CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS. One word, all caps, CHATSPORTS. It's right down there in the bottom right of your screen right now for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Another thing I'm interested to see here is how do the young offensive linemen play in this first action in the NFL? Okay, because it sounds like they're going to get a lot of reps and they're going to be able to really show what they can do. And obviously the Steelers are going to be relying on a lot of young offensive linemen this year. And it is really important because this offense led by Arthur Smith, the new OC, it's going to be run heavy. It's going to be play action heavy. These offensive linemen here and these young guys are going to have to be good and good quickly for this to be the type of team that we hope the Steelers will be this year. Broderick Jones has struggled in camp, so I want to see how he does against a real opponent, especially on the left side of the offensive line. Troy Fautano has looked really good on the right side at tackle. I'm hoping he can translate that to this next step, which is a preseason game. And Zach Frazier has also looked pretty darn good in camp as well. Want to see what he can do as the center out there on the field. Then we get to Cory Trice Jr., and he's going to be getting his first ever NFL action here in the preseason because remember last year he had that ACL explosion right at the beginning of training camp. So he never played in the preseason game. Now we finally get to see what he looks like. And if you guys know anything about me and how I've felt about Cory Trice Jr., I had him on my list of Sperry psychos for the NFL draft 2 seasons ago. And I love this kid coming out. I thought he was one of the steals of the draft, getting him in the 7th round. And right now the Steelers are playing him at starting dime backer. I think he's going to get a lot of time at outside cornerback on Friday. And with those long arms, the physical ability, what I'm going to be looking out for is does he still have the speed after all the lower body injuries that he's suffered already in his football playing career. Can't wait to watch him play. Now, make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. We still have one more thing for you guys to watch out for, but I'd really appreciate it if you click that subscribe button right now because we got free Steelers content on this channel every single day. We got weekly live shows, a regular one, and then a watch party every single week, which goes crazy. Breaking news coverage every time the Steelers make a move. And then we also have over 55,000 people that are already subscribed. So join our family here. We really would appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Then we got one from, got one. Final thing to watch out for here is DeMarvin Leal, because this is the guy that I said coming into camp, it's put up or shut up time, all right? It's shit or get off the pot time for DeMarvin Leal, and, he's doing the thing right now. He's doing a good job, okay? He's doing a really good job in practice, but the question is he going to be able to translate that into a game-type scenario? And I think he is. I think that he's going to play really well. And he has a high motor. You can tell he's highly conditioned. You can tell he put in the work this offseason to make sure that he's going to make this team. And I think right now he's on very solid footing to be a part of the 53-man roster and be a rotational defensive lineman for this football team. He's been a standout in camp to this point. I'm hoping he'll be a standout Friday night. Now you tell me. Let me know down there in the comments section which storyline or player are you watching closely on Friday? And you know what? I'm going to say not Justin Fields, okay? Because we're all going to be watching Justin Fields super closely. So outside of Justin Fields, what storyline or player are you most excited to see? Again, our watch party starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time on Friday night. Getting you guys ready with 30 minutes of pregame coverage, then extensive live play-by-play coverage of every single snap of the first preseason game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So make sure you click that subscribe button right now to never miss a moment.